As a musician and as an artist, being able to bring our music to the stage is everything. The lights, the effects, the video, the content, it's all part of the experience.
What I'm most excited about this project in particular is the fact that it's a full production, full band, fully live experience with a team of people, help get people back to work and do that thing that we all love to do. And then on top of it, to be able to, raise some money and help organizations who have been out on the front lines helping out of work crew.
Idea behind this stream isn't just that we do this really cool creative stream for Lindsay, but it is to show all the people that go into making that.
The idea of being able to do this fully elevated live stream experience, but then also have this give back aspect for crew purposes. All of our net profit is going to go to charity for Crew Nation, for Music Health Alliance, and for the Rotary Clinic. This is the way that people, if you can afford $7, great, you can buy a ticket. If you can afford $100, you can buy that ticket. Every viewer will have the same experience, but we're giving people the opportunity to be able to donate more in general, which I think is really important.
The music industry wouldn't be what it is without all of the people behind it. I think that's the magic of what you guys are helping us create, because there's a magic when you're in a venue and you get to see a show. There's just something that you feel in the air that you cannot feel the same for sure watching somebody sit on their couch and play. And so to be able to create content, to have production and lights and be able to take that emotion that as a songwriter we write into a song and bring that to life in a whole new way. You're actually recreating that venue experience. It takes a village. There's just so many incredible people behind the scenes that everybody doesn't get to see how hard they work. And specifically why I'm so excited doing this event, I think it really helps explain how incredible our music industry is. My first concert ever was Metallica.
Elton John. Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Blink-182 and Green Day.
Jason Mraz in Sydney, Australia.
From that first drum hit, I was just okay.
Well, it's live. We're moving air. We're making people feel. We're creating moments. We're creating experiences.
I love being in the studio. I love writing songs, but playing live is something that nothing else in my life will ever touch.
It's just a way to express ourselves and myself. It's what I do to have fun. It's what I do for my job.
And then the world went in lockdown, and it was just we were moving it 100 miles an hour to 0. And I was I live alone. I was sitting in my house looking at 4 walls being whoa, this is crazy.
So many friends in the industry, and so many are suffering right now.
At the people that sell the tickets at the venues, the people that work at concessions at the venues, it's hundreds of thousands of people in our country alone that have been affected by this.
My heart goes out to all the frontline workers, and I know all of us have seen all of our jobs change. A lot of my own band and crew who I care very deeply, all of their livelihood got taken away from them.
Live events are important to people because it's a place for people to come, lose their minds, lose everything that's happening around them, forget all sense of reality, and engage in amazing entertainment.
It's the difference between just listening to a song in your car or through your computer speakers and then getting to see it on stage in a show.
We took a lot of stuff for granted, and then we don't realize that to make all the things that we love requires, people.
I love it. It looks amazing.
It's unreal, yeah.
It all starts with the music. So what we're trying to do is take the artist's feelings and vision that they had when they were writing a particular album or set of songs and turn that into something that represents it visually on stage and through performance.
She's never been able to play this record. It came out during the pandemic. So she's never been able to play it with a band like a real show yet. So I think the ferocity that they're gonna bring to this show is it's gonna be unparalleled.
Just talking about the album, one of the things that brought Lindsay to our attention of wanting to do this experience is because it is a concept album. It actually does cover the 7 stages of grief. So it gave us as creators and on the executive producing side something to work from the very beginning. So much work went into the album itself in the beginning. Now, for all of us to be able to bring it to life, I think is just a really special moment because, again, there was a whole vision behind it.
Which plays into how important the crew is, because Lindsay was able to write this story, and then the art was designed to reflect that, and now the people that are producing the visuals for this tour are looking at that art and they're expanding upon that. So it's like to watch these songs come to life in a physical manifestation is really, it's going to be something special.
Heart Theory as an album is about anytime we have to navigate through difficult times.
I was really passionate about the concept of the record. And what she was saying, it just felt so real and raw and vulnerable, and yet open enough that people can absorb it.
Anytime we are going through something transformational, it causes us as human beings to go through a process. And one way to articulate that process is the 7 stages of grief. And I wrote a concept album around that process. I love concept albums because they can really take something and you can like articulate it in 12 tracks and be like, okay, this is a movie in music. We're going to listen to it top to bottom. And so I really wanted to take fans along that journey with me, but to be able to record really cool content with amazing video footage and lights and then get to bring that to life, it just brings everything to a different dynamic.
Hey, do you know those big, massive 100-foot LED walls behind artists and bands? We create content for that.
We can literally take you from like a mythical forest to a ballroom in a second.
Yes, you're going to hear your favorite song be performed live, but half of the reason why people go to a live show is to experience the content.
It really starts with this emotion or this feeling that the artist wants the audience to feel.
And then our job is to take those references and translate them into a visual concept. And that's, I think, one of the biggest things with screen content is like thinking about it 3-dimensionally in terms of how it will play out across the stage.
There was a team of creative people making that choice purposely to bring the tone in, to frame the stage in a certain way, to make it feel just as intimate as it was. This is insane!
I think live music is a very visual thing. After listening to the songs, I'll sit with the songs for a bit and then I get references together and put a treatment together. It's such a collaborative process, I think, and it's such a kind of people world.
So many people that are involved in it, and it really doesn't stop until the opening night of that show. These ideas are very, very personal to her. She has an idea of color palettes, which has obviously come through in the treatment.
The show goes right, it all feels seamless, it all feels effortless, and you're kind of like immersed in the spectacle.
The different dimensions from automation to lighting to video to stage to set, it's mind-boggling.
You realize that it's a crew of people that just want to help make some awesome art.
You can't beat creating a show with a group of people and seeing the audience react to what you were a little small piece of helping to create.
For this show, I was really inspired by Lindsay, really. Kind of explained the album as an exploration of the 7 stages of grief. And each song she associated with a color and a kind of mood. And those colors really kind of formed the basis of the show and the visuals for the show. And the idea of starting in a kind of state of anxiety and kind of chaos, and then going through those different emotions that you feel to eventually being kind of reborn and, you know, full of sunshine at the end of the other side. So the show really is like, you know, it tells the story of the Heart Theory album.
So lighting designer is the person that takes the concept for the show and comes up with the design of where the actual fixtures need to be in the space, and then also comes up with the ideas for what those fixtures do for each particular track.
With lighting, it could be something just like a silhouette, like with a back spotlight. Like that is such a strong moment, all the way to like the big, like, oh, here's 200 lights flashing, you know, making it cool. We want to follow the music with the lights, and then also we want the music to follow the lights sometimes. So it's having a collaborative process with that creative producer, the lighting guy, the musical director, like all that stuff.
You really feed off each other, and it's a collaboration, so you really bounce off each other. And that I've been working for hours with Nick, you know, and you have an idea at like 2 a.m. when you're like really exhausted, and that kind of makes the show.
When you're making an album, you're telling a story.
When you're seeing a show, you want to translate that story to your fan base. Typically, a show starts with a storyboard, a design deck. Then we have some working technical drawings. In layman's terms, make a spreadsheet. Okay, how many people do we need to do this event? How many sound guys on the team? How many lighting guys, video guys, camera operators, editors? It goes on.
So the space that we're standing in now is actually a warehouse, and we've had to bring this ground support behind me in to support the lighting system.
With the ever-evolving entertainment industry, fans come to expect a certain degree of professionalism.
There's such a difference in watching a fully produced, organized stream. It's just, because they're an artist in themselves. Bring back the goosebumps. That's what live is for me, right? That excitement.
If you take a 10-second moment in a show, and we can do stuff with pyro, we can do stuff with lasers, we can do stuff with special effects to make that moment that much more special for the artist and ultimately the fans. A lot of artists want lasers, a lot of artists want pyro, a lot of artists want, the confetti effects, CO2 effects. It's a major component to a show, and the way we look at it is like we get those, handful of moments during that performance to make a wow experience and enhance an already big wow this show is, and it's really rewarding to be able to do that.
It's all different visual are emoted by the mood of the song. I love working collaboratively, and I love working with creative people, and I think in these jobs that we do together, even though we're all completely different people, we've all got like things in common, and you all kind of meet in this big playground of a kind of rehearsal and build this show.
This is the first time that she's going to be playing this album live. I think something that's really going to differentiate this stream is the fact that it's a full production, full band, fully live experience.
It's going to be amazing because most live streams, you just kind of play it and you go, I hope they liked it. But getting instant feedback is just going to bring us back to our roots of playing, the reason why we do it.
If I had to choose one moment, I have a song called Make You. It's about my story as a little girl, and to be able to showcase some fans who've been through the same thing.
There's going to be a grand piano, and it's going to be a moment.
It's just going to be so, so special.